My name is Gorix. I not best say English, but I say my story. All presiding dialogue has been accurately translated to the set native language. We were slaves. We were divided. For thousands of years, our races were exploited for our biological gifts. Some were strong and had to move heavy oars all the time. Some would see oars behind the stone, and were often the first to go if a cave-in happened. It was the only way they could free themselves without being stopped. Then, one day, a new race named Jake, which I later learned was humans, arrived. The concept of personal names was so alien to me at the time. Anyway, he was gifted with great endurance and was forced to move lots of oars over long distances, day and night, with little rest. Then, one day, he started to speak to us in his language of grunts. Our overlords made sure that no race was physically able to speak with another, to ensure that we couldn't work together. At first, we didn't understand anything, until Jake started pointing his hands and repeatedly saying the same grunt, Mothman. Our curiosity piqued, and we looked and saw a spacecraft with a single guard, who was distracted by the light of the watchtower. At first I thought the human was planning to charge and board the ship, but no. He pointed at the guard and how he was in a trance, looking at the moving light. We all learned that most of the guards get very distracted by the light. With only grunts, chitters and gestures, we started to try to communicate with each other to make a plan. Some of us naturally glow in the light of the caves, and some of us reflect light very well on our scales. We thought of making an artificial spotlight as a way of distracting the guards, and having the other races with the gifts of stealth hunt the guards, and take their shotguns. After making the plan and waiting for the right day, we were ready to communicate and work together to free ourselves. After another cycle of work, we were escorted to our chambers, with Jake being at the front of the line. It flexed 2 of his 5 pseudo-tentacles, and we went into action. The nocturnal races that were far away, watching us, made scene and started to fight each other. The guards that were with us split up to stop them from killing each other. With fewer eyes on us, we started to blind the guards with our artificial spotlight and took their weapons. By the time we were done, we looked over to our distraction and saw that they also took the guards' shotguns. The human put its right appendage in the air, and we all did the same, a gesture of freedom from oppression. With our short window, we ran towards the cargo ship that was about to take off. Following the human's commands, we cleared the rooms and took hostages. We started the ship just as planned, before the overlords noticed anything wrong. With the guards fearing for their lives, they couldn't press the alarm unless they wanted to be demoted to slaves themselves. We turned on the ship, and flew out of the world's gravity pool, and were heading to the planet the humans had set as Earth. After turning on the FTL drive, we found ourselves in Earth's space, and Jake started to call his homeworld. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but I knew that his homeworld was not fully enslaved, and he was part of a test batch of slaves from this targeted world, so I guessed that he was warning his homeworld. You all know what happened next. The humans started to invest more in space travel and reverse engineered the FTL drives, using the map data of the Overlord's worlds. To our surprise, they were the first to attack. The humans freed all the slaves and glassed the Overlord's worlds. When the Overlords pleaded for peace, the humans did the most controversial thing in the galaxy, and spared them. Later on, they learned that the Overlords looked a lot like a pet race of theirs called cats. The more we looked into it, the luckier humans are for deactivating the pyramids, and having the devolved non-sapient Overlords as their pets, because if they didn't, they would have been real slaves long ago, instead of being under the radar.